on in. We are live. We are live. What a night it was. I'm doing it from my computer as I did earlier. You guys can just like type a 1 or something if you can hear me, or if I need to adjust. You can see I'm on my camera from my computer. Normally I'm on my phone. Hopefully you guys can hear me as you're coming in, going to Waffle House, going to Whataburger, driving back from the game. Great game, 14 games tonight. All of them are final. Region games started in 7A. I think I can be able to read your comments. If somebody, we'll bring a fan on. Bring a fan on. If somebody wants to come on and talk about their game, might be able to do it here from the computer. Or if you could type like a 1 or give, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. At least you'll be able to hear me. I'm going to go over the finals again, 14 games tonight. 3 region games in 7A. We'll start off at the Clinton Christian Academy does defeat Christian Collegiate. Again, the team moving up from 8-man to 11-man. They win 39-0. St. Patrick's defeats Resurrections 36-13. Presbyterian Christian PCB defeats Bay High 28-7. Mobile Christian out of Alabama shuts out St. Stanislaus 52-0. Van Cleve wins 69-18 at Moss Point. George County gets a couple of interceptions. In fact, 5 turnovers in that game to defeat Stone 13-0. PRC comes back to beat Summerall 28-24. Nice win for the Blue Devils. Pass Christian 35-33 versus East Central. I believe they stopped a 2-point conversion. I was watching some of that stream there. If somebody from Pass Christian wants to come on, we'll get you on. Green County takes out Gaucher. So they made a great comeback, but fall short. That is the Gaucher Gators. 24-21. Green County wins. Gulfport takes out Pascagoula. The Wounded Panthers going to a bye week and get ready for the following week in a region game, but they are banged up, as most teams are. But they lose tonight to Gulfport 53-13. Picayune 28-21. They were down 21-7. We'll get a little bit more into these games. We're just going over the finals. 28-27. Picayune wins at Poplarville, and then the 3 region games for 7A. West Harrison defeats St. Martin at St. Martin 26-21. D'Iberville takes out Harrison Central 42-6, and Ocean Springs keeps on rolling with their win 31-6 over Biloxi. Those are the 14 games. Those are the finals. The top 10, which is pinned to the top of the Facebook page. Top 10 results. Ocean Springs ranked number 1. They won. The top 3 teams, top 4 teams won. Ocean Springs, D'Iberville, West Harrison, Picayune. Picayune defeated Poplarville. They're ranked 5th. Gulfport won. St. Martin lost to the 3rd-ranked West Harrison. Gaucher lost. Pass Christian won. Biloxi, 10th ranked, lost. That is the top 10 results there. Let me see. As far as my Statman predictions, 14 games tonight. I predict every game, regardless of coast team against a non-coast team. 10-4 this week. Not happy with the 10-4 record. I did miss Gaucher over Green County. I picked Summerall over PRC, but I'm glad the coast team won in PRC. Stone, I had them beating George County, and then Resurrection over St. Patrick. Those are the 4 games I missed. 3-0 in region games. I do keep a separate region record and then the overall record. So 3-0 there. On the season, 60-21. I am there for the picks. I was trying to get my paperwork done here. Career-wise, that's what I'm at career in the 10 years, 74%. Region games, I'm at 77%. But that's here or there. I'll get ready for next week, as next week is going to be a low-volume week as a lot of teams are off, and we'll get to that here shortly. Let me get back to the screen where I can see the comments, and we have no comments as of yet or questions. Hopefully you guys will comment. If not, it'll be a short stream. So I have not reached out. If anybody wants to come on the live stream, as far as coaches, they have my number. I reached out over the last several weeks, not to every coach, uh, to some coaches and to some fans, and we'll see if Hunter Dawkins, he's with Gulfport. I don't know if he was able to get on. He's been on the last couple of weeks. Bingo at Ocean Springs. He hasn't been on there, a home game, so I would think he would get on there. They have a home game next week. But we'll run over somewhat. We can start off with the St. Martin game. I did not watch that game. I could not watch it. It wasn't live stream. We did get there at the end, the last minutes. Lisa Merv, certainly appreciate, if I'm saying the last name right, certainly appreciate you live streaming it. And I shared it and saw what happened, where St. Martin was right there in the red zone. It's unfortunate what happened with 33 seconds left, down 26-21. And they ran the ball with Sullivan, brought him in the Wildcat with Crockett there to his left, and he ran around. He fell short of the first down. They had no timeouts left, St. Martin, and ran around the corner, and he was short of the first down marker. He got up in the shotgun, and he spiked it because the clock is running. Didn't realize it was fourth down. And that just happens. It will happen again. It happens in all levels. That young man has nothing to hang his head about. Yes, he's upset that it happened like that, but he has a bright future. St. Martin certainly has a good team. I knew it was going to be a close game. I did have West Harrison winning by 4, 31-27. They did win by 5, 26-21. Does not mean that West Harrison is in the playoffs. Doesn't mean that St. Martin is out of the playoffs. It does dig a little bit deeper for St. Martin as they go to Biloxi next week, a team that is struggling. Biloxi is, losing to St. Martin. They've lost several games here in a row, and is just surprising that Biloxi is not doing as good as they did. And of course, you run in Ocean Springs; they're hitting on all cylinders, and they win tonight easily against Biloxi to have now 25 region wins in a row. They have not lost in a very long time. That is the Ocean Springs Greyhounds. But St. Martin falls tonight. Appreciate, again, Lisa Murr for sharing that there with a minute or so left. I shared it on the page. You have to go watch that. Again, a great effort there. I have to watch the highlights as they just showed them on WLOX, and I'll share them on the page there. Yes, Eddie Hartwell, West Harrison, first time 5-0 in their since 2009. That's when they formed. They kind of broke. Harrison Central was the biggest school in the state. They built West Harrison. Now Coach Quincy Patrick has built a great team this year, and I have them making the playoffs. So we shall see. They'll have their test even bigger than tonight. St. Martin's defense is real, and D'Iberville is even a little bit tougher than that. That'll be a tough task there for D'Iberville going into West Harrison. We'll see how that game will play out then. Poplarville, I think Sam got shut out in the second half. They did. It was 21-7 at halftime. Poplarville, Keys, 3 rushing touchdowns on the first play of the game, 75 yards. Then he had a 1-yard touchdown and a 7-yard touchdown. Of course, Clay Sweet and Slick Rick had the call on YouTube. Was watching that game. I was live streaming earlier at halftime. Then I had all these people watching. It was like the red zone on Sunday with the NFL games. I had 4 games at Pascagoula, Gulfport, Stone, George County, Poplarville, Picayune, Ocean Springs, Biloxi. Even had Pass Christian was streaming. That was great there on that. But Keys, that's all the first half, 21-7. And then 2 times, not once, twice. And I was tagged in the photo. I mean, all I'm watching is a replay. Poplarville going into the end zone, and right when he gets to the end zone, he fumbles the ball. Did he get in? The referees have a better look at it than what I do. We're not bashing referees. They make mistakes. Was it a mistake? Was he in? Was he out? They called it. He said it was a fumble in the end zone. Picayune recovered. A few plays later, or next play or so, 70-yard touchdown run, Picayune to make it 21-14. Poplarville got the ball back. They fumbled again. Picayune takes it down 21 apiece, and Picayune scored to make it 28-21. And then Poplarville had the ball going in the opposite end zone. And again, right, he got to the end zone. It was hard for on the replay to see it, but again, the referee's right there. He said he fumbled again, right, and he got to the end zone. There was a camera again, a picture taken. It looks like he was in the end zone for the score, but again, we're not here to talk about or bash referees or bash anybody. It's just the way it is. And 2 times Poplarville going into the end zone, and they fumble the ball, and they lose 28-21. Again, a non-region game, 5 straight wins now for the Tide over Poplarville. Both teams will be fine. Both teams will be in the playoffs. And actually, Poplarville looks to win the region is what I'm looking at. They still have, let me see, next week. They still are not in region play. Poplarville actually has a big game next week at Macomb. And that's one of the teams that they have to beat, obviously. They're the defending region champion. I believe if I looked it up, Macomb. But we'll get to that next week. Poplarville does fall to Picayune. Again, both teams will be in the playoffs. Both teams are really favored to go back to state. So just one of those crosstown rivalries there. Congratulations to West Harrison. No, Brent, no blowout. Of course, I had them again. West Harrison winning 31-27, so 4 points. They won 26-21. West Harrison was leading 14-7 at halftime. Then, of course, St. Martin came back and took the lead 21-14. And then I saw it was 21-20. They missed the extra. Something happened with the extra point. They missed it. It was 21-20 St. Martin. I don't know how they scored to get the 26, but 26-21. And again, Lisa Murr went live, and unfortunately, St. Martin spiked the ball. They didn't get the first down. The clock was running, 16 seconds left inside around the 10-yard line, and he spiked the ball. It was 4th down. So that was a turnover on downs. That's just unfortunate, but still, I mean, a great game in St. Martin. I knew it was going to be a close game. So we'll see what happens next week. They're at Biloxi. Not saying it's a must win, but again, you lose that game, you can't lose no more. And you still got to play the Iberville Gulfport at Ocean Springs. So St. Martin, we'll see how that prediction goes next week. But they travel to Biloxi, St. Martin does. So, yeah, nobody's beating Ocean Springs. Not the way they look. They win tonight 31-6. 31-6. There's 28-0 at halftime. Lanny Waltman, 3 touchdowns there. Biloxi, 3 turnovers. They cashed in twice. At least the 3 turnovers I saw in the first half, where Ocean Springs cashed in twice. Actually turned it over 3 times, and it ended the half. So Ocean Springs kind of let the clock run out there, 28-0 at halftime. And like I say, I would say St. Martin messed up when Stapleton went out wide and let them loose. Again, I haven't seen any highlights. I know they just showed it on the news. I would have to rewatch it, and then again, I'll share it here on the page. You guys probably don't know, I share WXXV, I believe, is first, and then like the next day, Saturday, I'll share WLOX highlights. They do this part. They cut it up in 3 different parts. I'll share theirs tomorrow. And that's where I watch it there, besides watching the game share live, but they weren't streaming their game there. Of course, Brian Higginbotham, we're on the roll right now. Certainly, they're on a roll, 5-0. They're the Greyhounds. And yeah, I don't know which, as far as I call her right. It could have went either way. St. Martin was right there, 21-20. I don't know how much time. There was 7 minutes left. I think I was getting some updates that St. Martin still had the lead. The next thing I know, West Harrison had the lead. So Coach Quincy Patrick doing a great job there. Twice they beat them on passing plays. I mean, it happened. St. Martin is a young team with the quarterback there. And then, of course, you have Sullivan's, and you have the defensive guys. The great defense St. Martin certainly does have. Crockett, he's I believe a sophomore quarterback, great there. Uh, Again, if any fans want to come on the live, I'll bring you on the live as you guys are heading home, or if not home, or at again Whataburger, or I was seeing what comment that was, or Waffle House. Oh, I was seeing that was a D'Iberville broadcast from. I didn't get to watch it. The Harrison Central. Harrison Central just struggling, and I don't have them winning a region game, unfortunately. Not saying they can't. That's just I'm here to predict and tell you what I feel. And I predicted earlier in the week on Monday, I released it. Ocean Springs was going to win. Uh, D'Iberville was coming second. They were going to lose to Ocean Springs. West Harrison was going to lose to Ocean Springs and D'Iberville, and Gulfport was going to lose to the teams above them and beat the teams below them and make the Final Four. Biloxi was going to be out. St. Martin is going to be out, and Harrison Central was not going to win a region game. That's what I say. They play it on the field. Biloxi can come back and win, the 5 more games or 6 games that they're going to play in the region. So they definitely can come back. And again, just because St. Martin lost doesn't mean because I say they're not going to make the playoffs doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's just my feeling, my experience, my watching the games, the teams. Anything could happen on every given Friday night. So, yeah, Corey. I don't, no idea, or Shabazz, and I don't know if they want to get on. Again, this is the first time that I'm doing. And Corey, you do the. I saw a couple of videos that you do a lot of great work. I believe at West Harrison. Besides a lot of streaming as far as productions, medium productions that you do there, Corey Crockett. Again, this is the first time I'm doing it from my computer. I got a camera, and I'm not sure. I'm sure that they would text me and say, hey, we want to come on the live. And I would probably have to, I don't know if I can bring them on via the computer, or I have to go on my phone to where they can get on. That is Bingo or Shabazz, which is Boz and Bingo. If they want to come on, they certainly are welcome to sit here and to speak. But yeah, Corey, what's your is it Pristine? Is that because there's so many of them now? I've seen, of course, West Harrison does it. You have your coaches show with Bingo with Coach Bramlett there on Tuesday, and you have Biloxi with their coaches show. You have Gulfport with their coaches show on Thursday. Yeah, West Harrison, did a great hype video for their game last week, and then you cut up these plays in slow motion and all that. I mean, it's pristine media. There you go. So I mean, of course, I'm not getting, and he didn't ask me or not, but Corey, I'm shining a light on you and what you do for West Harrison. Plus, you do personals at weddings, you do everything else. If you guys are interested in that, get with the Corey, like I said, Pristine Media. I should follow their page. I believe I do. So, doing a great job there. And like I said, Coach Quincy's with the West Harrison and a lot of teams. I saw St. Martin last week. They showed the drone video over the homecoming, and St. Martin fans should be proud of their team. And especially, like I say, tonight, I didn't see, again, haven't seen highlights, but except for that last minute or so of the game that they showed, that they live streamed there from Lisa Murr. Stone loses to George County. George County, that's 5 turnovers, Stone. Their quarterback, QB1, came back tonight. It's a non-region game. He's hurt, obviously, missed several games. They said, hey, let's bring him back. They brought him back, and he threw 2. One of them was a pick 6, and the other one, he was going to the end zone and threw it and just didn't have enough on it. 13-0. In fact, I'm going to have to look before they update when's the last time, just being a stat person, and some score like that where they get shut out. I always look at when teams get shut out and who shuts them out, when the last time they were shut out, in case I need to put a hot or not. And the last time Stone was shut out was last year. So that's not going to make a necessarily a hot or not. Now George County, go to the flip side. When's the last time George County shut out a team? So last shutout. So that's going to make the hot or not. Let me find where George County is. As George County wins 13-0, and the last shutout that they had, which you're getting a preview of the hot or not, was October 14th, 2022. So it's been 3 years. So I'm going to go to 2022 and see who they shut out. And they shut out PRC there in 2022, 38-0 at home. So there's your hot or not. If you want to really go back and look at the live stream that I had during halftime, or I started at halftime and it carried over well into it, just the behind scenes here at the headquarters and what I do. You notice the picture behind me, I took that picture. There's the fall bowl that I did, playoff game, and it's reversed. The numbers are reversed. I don't know how to put the camera, get the picture straight in there, but you guys will recognize that is. If you can tell me what game that is, I'll give you a bonus on there. I know what game it is, but it's been a little while. So let me get caught up there on. Let me see. Brent, please keep Blue play on all periods. He was carted off the field, but we're sitting him. But that's yes, we don't have nobody get hurt. I just mentioned the quarterback for Stone coming back off an injury, and speaking about this picture right there, the quarterback from a couple of years ago, Ian Gonzalez, we called the PRC game last night. Gulf Coast went to Pearl River, and they won. Gulf Coast won, but the quarterback Ian Gonzalez, who played for St. Stanislaus, had a brain bleed and really got his life saved. He had to go emergency surgery. That was the week before. So thoughts and prayers to Ian Gonzalez. Not saying he's watching or his family, but he had that walk-off playoff win a couple years ago. I shared the video of it. A great person. I haven't met him, but talking to the people, that he's always smiling and just positive attitude, and we wish him the best. He is had surgery and on his way to recovery. So that just brings up, we don't want to see nobody getting hurt. It's a violent sport, and they will certainly get hurt at times. But yes, there you go. Cut. Yeah, like I say, that's what we come up with about shining light. That's what we always say, shining light. I have parents that message me, and I say parents, just it could be grandparents. I posted several videos of players to shine the light on Facebook and on X. So on X, you probably get a little bit more coaches, scouts, that see it than on Facebook. But I definitely will share. And you notice I started sharing the JV, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, Hot Willie Pepper. I don't have a great nickname like that. I've been sharing the standings for the JV middle school scores and players he had. So that's shining light, 7th, 8th, 9th graders, 10th graders there. So most definitely. Poplarville, the refs did Poplarville wrong. I was catching the game on YouTube. I backed it up, and he was in his zone. Ref said fumble before going into it. Yes, Randall, I stopped it and backed it up. And again, there's no replay, obviously, in high school. The referees are right there trying to make their best call, and we're not going to necessarily, I'm not going to, or the referees just made their call. You can't do anything about it. It's unfortunate. If it was the right call or wrong call, it was their call, and it's the way it is. St. Stanislaus, what's that, Marcus? With oh yeah, you're talking about the picture. I was there on the sideline. It was foggy. It was fun, and I called high school football starting in 2005 until 2000. We went to MGCCC in 2015, so we called Game of the Week. Wayne and I on WSM. It's a WSM 91.3. But I went to the game, and yes, that was the correct. So Marcus Whitfield, you do know that it was St. Stanislaus and then Forest County, and I'm pretty sure the Rocks won. There was some great football games, Brand. Again, we went over the finals. Was there any shocking scores? The number one team wins over Biloxi, the 10th ranked team, 31-6. Number two ranked Guyberville, 42-6 over 17th ranked Harrison Central. West Harrison, third ranked, they win. The fourth ranked team, Picayune, they win. Gulfport, not surprisingly, takes out Pascagoula 53-13. A much needed win for the Admirals. I know, as again, I said they were going to win, or said that they were going to win, and they did. They did what they needed to do against a team that's banged up in Pascagoula, in Pascagoula, who's off next week, and their quarterback has been out for a few games. So it was 53-13. Gulfport does take out Pascagoula. So Hunter Dawkins with the Gazebo Gazette, so give them about 20 minutes. Hopefully I should still be on it. It's 11 o'clock. It just depends. And hopefully that we'll be able to get you the link to come in. Again, being on the computer, I've never have done this on the computer, so I don't know as far as, yes, Darlene Knight. Again, I don't know who the player is or exactly what happened besides what was mentioned earlier, but we don't want to see anybody hurt there. Let me see. 2 turnovers. Yes, Poplarville heading into the end zone, 21-7, would have made it 28-7. Instead, they fumble in the end zone. Picayune gets it on the 25 or so, and they ran it the next play or so, a long touchdown to make it 21-14. And then Poplarville fumbles again. Picayune scores, and then Picayune scores again, 28-21, and Poplarville going into the end zone, and they fumble. So that's what I'm trying to get the link. The way you come on is that there's a link that I send you, and I'm trying to send it to. If you want to come on, I'm a fan, so you guys are fans. That's what we're here for. Bingo, wish he would come on. He's with Osha Springs. He's with them every week. He does a great job, even though he bleeds Gaucher blue, but he is with Osha Springs and is shining the light and leaving a mark with them. So yeah, they had the live stream, and I don't know who was the announcer. They did a pretty good job, but unfortunately, like he said during the broadcast, it was freezing up. If you watched the behind the scenes look that I had at halftime, we went to that game. I was holding the camera up here, and it was freezing up, but you can hear the play and what was happening in East Central. I mean, they won the first time last week, and Pass Christian, lost, or no, they did win last week over St. Stanislaus, but it was 25-21 at halftime. Of course, Paris Trivillon, if I say it right, 4 seconds left, scored right before halftime to make it 25-21. And then Pass Christian scored a few times. I didn't catch who scored, but and then I was told, I believe I saw that they went for 2 points, East Central, to tie the game, and they ended up not getting it. Pass Christian wins it 35-33 against East Central. East Central's playing some good, but East Central's played good ball. The record just has not shown it. They went into overtime, if not mistaken. They did the first game against Greene County, 34-27. Now, it's not the same Greene County that won the region last year. They don't have the quarterback, and Coach King is now with Hancock. St. Martin, 34-14, they lost East Central, and then PRC, 50-21. So I take that back. The games haven't really been close, besides the first game in overtime. And then go to Forest County. That was a surprise. 41-19. East Central defeats Forest County last week, and then they are on the road and they lose tonight 35 to 31 at Pass Christian. They're off next week. A lot of teams are off next week. Only 9 games next week. 11 teams are off. East Central is one of them, and then they will host Purvis to start their region play. That is East Central. And again, it takes the fans to shine the light on their teams. Come over. Ryland Shoulders had a TD pass, and Dwight Thomas had 2. Thank you, Candace Blake Hall there. So again, Ryland Shoulders, these are names, and if they have videos and stuff, I certainly will share them and get it. And I see at the bottom of the scroll it says join us chat week 2. We obviously know we're in week 5, but we do what we do there. And if you want high school sports, the other high school sports besides football, I do have my other page, Gulf Coast High School Sports there. So, well, now I'm seeing Bingo and Boz has their own live stream up. So I guess I will end my live stream and go to, and let's all go to Bingo and Boz's live stream. So, you know, I didn't know that's what they were going to do. And so they do what they do. So I don't know. No idea. But anyways, so we'll stay on just for a few past plays. Yes, next week I believe that's going to be for the region title. I've said it before. Pass and should win their first region title. They're one of 5 teams that have not won a region title, and I believe that's going to be for the region title. I think Greene County. I'm going to look at the other teams to confirm what's in there. And you have Forest County, who was 3-1. They lost tonight. Forest County, Greene County beat Gaucher. Pass Christianity are 3-1. All teams were 3-1 heading in tonight. Forest County did lose. Greene County did win, so they're 4-1. Pass is 4-1. Moss Point lost. They're 1-4, and Bay lost. They're 0-4. Those are non-region records. It goes to region records, which will start next week. So that's why I said Pass Christian defeats Greene County. I mean, they still have to get past Forest. That's the other competition, but they should win. Nothing against Moss Point or Bay, but they should get by Moss Point and Bay. And it's just that Greene County is going to be the tough competition there. So, but yeah, that's kind of crazy that so I have no idea why. But anyways, I appreciate everybody for joining, and y'all go and watch Boz and Bingo and let them. This is their show, and I'm out.